You're watching News 10.
And good morning. Oregon's Secretary of State is stepping down. We explain how this announcement comes after she admitted to betraying the public's trust. Plus, we tell you about a local ballot measure firefighters are passionate about. And we share a program preparing the Rogue Valley for future fires. News 10 Good Morning begins now.
Live in Southern Oregon and Northern California, this is News 10 Good Morning.
Welcome to News 10 Good Morning. I'm Mollie Smith. Today is Wednesday, May 3rd. Thank you for joining us. We'll have all your top stories in a minute. But first, this just in, the man accused of killing 5 people at a neighbor's home in Texas has been found.
Bottom line is, we now have this man in custody. He was caught hiding in a closet underneath some laundry. They effectively made the arrest.
You're watching News 10 Good Morning.
We're back on News 10 Good Morning. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Mollie Smith. It's 5:29 now. Let's take a look at the latest in entertainment news.
Life is unpredictable. Plans can change really quickly.
Singer-songwriter Ed Sheeran is out with a 4-part docu-series on his self-described unlikely journey to pop stardom. The sum of it all premieres on Disney Plus today and chronicles the triumphs and tragedies in his personal life. Here's your News 10 Good Morning update. It's 7:26. I'm Mollie Smith. Thank you for joining us.
You know, we did the whole morning show together, and I just now realized we kind of matched.
Yeah, we're in like spring colors today.
Springish. Hey, feels like spring. We're going to be up to near 70 degrees across the valleys. We do see a bit of a warming trend today, but we kind of continue to see this active pattern all the way through the end of the week. Now, once we head towards next week, we do look like we could get a little bit of a warming trend up to near 80 degrees. We'll time it all out in the main forecast coming up. Mollie.
Thanks, Holden. We're just 2 weeks away from Jackson County's special elections. One of the biggest ballot measures residents of Talent are voting on is Measure 15216, also known as the Tura Plan. At this time, members of the Firefighters Union are going door to door throughout the city to hand out flyers and talk to residents in hopes people will oppose the measure. The Tura Plan would freeze funds currently going towards local agencies like Jackson County Fire District 5, the Sheriff's Office, and local city police. It would then reallocate those tax dollars towards rebuilding the city and making infrastructure upgrades.
We'll walk until we hit the whole city. We have an obligation to provide the best service possible, and any impact to the funding of the fire district would impact our ability to provide the best service that we can.
Graham adds, while the cut in funding won't necessarily mean any layoffs, for current firefighters, it would mean the department could lose out on new recruits and much needed repairs and replacements to equipment and engines during the next 20 years.
Well, not as widespread rain coverage today, but we do see that return by the weekend. We'll time it all out in the main forecast coming up. Happy Wednesday. Warmest day of the week going to be today at about 62 degrees. We do see shower chances continue to work their way in, especially as we head towards the start of next week. Northern California, 65 this afternoon. Scattered showers and thunderstorms expected through the weekend. High temperatures in the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. Similarly, across the Klamath Basin, warmest day going to be today. Then we cool back down into the 50s for the weekend. And across the Rogue Valley, Mollie, warmest day of the week going to be today at about 70 degrees with 60s and showers returning.
All right, thanks, Holden. CBS Mornings will return shortly. We'll see you again right here at 7:56.
Live in Southern Oregon and Northern California, this is News 10 at noon.
Good afternoon. I'm Mollie Smith. Thank you for joining us. In the wake of the 2020 Alameda fire, a new program is being developed to make the Rogue Valley more fire safe. That's your top story at noon. We're talking about the Firebrand Resiliency Collective. They're coming out just in time for the multi-state wildfire preparedness week going on right now during the first week of May. The Firebrand Resiliency Program aims to empower residents to work together toward shared goals to prepare for future fires. It's an extension of the Zone Captains Program, designed designated liaisons for Alameda fire survivors that can speak to community needs.
You're watching News 10 at noon.
U.S. oil prices slid below $70 a barrel today. West Texas intermediate crude fell 3% to $69.57 a barrel, thanks to mounting fears of a coming recession. Brent crude, meanwhile, the international benchmark dropped to $73 a barrel. This as the Fed prepares for another major rate hike. According to energy experts, this was the result of the Treasury announcing a June 1st deadline for a U.S. debt default.
Live in Southern Oregon and Northern California, this is News 10 at 5.
Good Wednesday evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Myerly.
And I'm Carmine Gemei. Thank you for joining all of us. We've had a lot of rain in the forecast lately, some thunderstorms yesterday. Thankfully, no forest fires, though, just yet.
Yes, and the latest fire season typically starts around June. And as you can see, we have ODF's Natalie Weber here in our studio at the desk with us.
Yes.
To talk to us a little bit more about what this changing weather means for the upcoming fire season.
Yeah, Natalie, so like we said, the weather all over the place recently. Sunny afternoons, thunderstorms, and rain as well. So what does that mean for your guys' role over at ODF preparing for fire season?
It really keeps us on our toes. It means we have to be ready all the time, which we typically are, but with the way that the weather has been shifting recently, where it's been rain, thunderstorms, and then 70 degrees outside, it really does increase that risk for fires that, maybe we could have counted on not having.
You're watching News 10 at 5.
Two controversial bills were scheduled for a rating on the Senate floor today. Instead, Oregon Senate Republicans staged a walkout.
Lawmakers not able to hold that session today because of those absences, and only some of them were excused. Our State House reporter Christina Giardinelli was at the Capitol today talking to both sides. She joins us live now in Salem. Christina, how long is this here expected to last?
Live in Southern Oregon and Northern California, this is News 10 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Myerly.
And I'm Carmine Gemei. Thank you for joining us. New findings in a decade-old Jackson County cold case, and it's making detectives look back into it.
That's into the disappearance of Stephanie Ann Warner, and it's tonight's top story at 6. Stephanie Ann Warner disappeared in 2013. She was last seen leaving the 4th of July parade in Ashland that afternoon with her boyfriend, Lenny Ames. According to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, a mushroom hunter found hair and tissue they think may belong to Stephanie Ann Warner in the area near her home in Rouge. Detectives have sent those samples to Oregon State Police Forensics Lab and are waiting to see the results.
Live in Southern Oregon and Northern California, this is News 10 Weekend at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kevin McNamara. Thank you for joining us. Water rights activists and members of the Williams Community Forest Project are protesting. Since Friday, May 5th, over 20 people have been protesting outside of the Bureau of Land Management office. News 10's Malik Patterson was at today's protest to see what they're demanding, and he's live in our news center now in tonight's top story at 6. Malik.
These activists are upset that BLM is planning a timber sale on May 25th. The reason for their frustration runs deeper than just selling wood. Their claim is this will severely impact their local watersheds.
You're watching News 10 Weekend at 6.
The Washington County District Attorney releasing video of a deadly crash that killed 2 teens and critically injured a deputy. Xavier Rodriguez ran a red light along Murray Boulevard in the county and collided with the deputy's patrol vehicle. This week, a judge sentenced Rodriguez to 25 years behind bars for that crash. Our sister station's Megan Allison was at his sentencing and spoke with the deputy.
Live in Southern Oregon and Northern California, this is News 10 Weekend at 11.
Good evening, I'm Kevin McNamara. Thank you for joining us. A bill aimed at protecting homeowners in regions at risk of wildfire will now go to the governor's desk in Oregon. Lawmakers say this follows billions of dollars in insurance losses statewide over the last 3 years. It's tonight's top story at 11. Senate Bill 82 says insurance companies cannot use state wildfire maps to set rates or make underwriting decisions. It will also require providers to be transparent in any changes to premiums that might be a result of fire risk. Our sister station's Megan Allison investigates.
You're watching News 10 Weekend at 11.
Americans across the country concerned about the health and safety of financial institutions and their money in them. The National Desk's Dee Gatton investigates.